Hi friends, welcome to another video. Thank you so much for being here. Today's video is about how to live your life purpose fully and how to make progress in this area of your life. Because we all have a purpose here on earth. We all were born with a certain reason, a purpose why you came here. Some people are born just to be alive, just with their presence, right? And I'm sure a lot of us have met those types of people who, like, when you're around them, you're like, wow, just being around you is the most incredible and most amazing thing ever. So, but most of us have a unique, special purpose. I think each one of us has a purpose, a unique purpose. And when you find what that purpose is when your life begins, right? And I am so happy and fortunate that I figured it out. I'm only 31 years old and I know what I'm here to do. And this has been, my quest for my whole life. I wanted to know, why was I born? What is my mission on earth? What is my purpose? What am I here to bring? And what am I here to do? And finding what that is can be a bit of a road. You will need to undertake a big self-development and just looking within yourself, right? To really kind of turn all of the stones within your own being to find who you are, essentially. Because it is very, very, it's very simple. It's almost like sometimes it's really easy to tell what people, like, why people are here, because you're really amazing at it, you're doing it naturally, it comes off easily for you. It's almost like waking up in the morning and you're already living it, right? But you can find it, and like I knew what my purpose was ever since I was like 7 or 6 years old, because I knew that I am here to help people to heal their wounds. And I thought that meant to go to nursing school, so I did that, and I'm happy I did it. I'm happy that I got my degree and that I had the experience that I did, because it was a unique and wonderful experience. But sometimes, to find exactly what your purpose is, you have to do stepping stones. And for me, it was a lot of stepping stones, and nursing was one of them. And now I work with angels, and I'm so happy, and I love what I'm doing, and I love creating videos and sharing with people my purpose and my passion about spirituality, angels, self-development, and so forth. But it wasn't like an easy path to get here, to actually get to the point where I am living my purpose fully. And to me, that means you're doing what you want to do every day and what brings you joy. And also you are bringing a huge and amazing impact in the world. And I think that this is where people kind of get stuck. We're like, well, my purpose is this, but I'm doing this for work, right? Like, I'm doing something else for work to get money. And like, part of my purpose is to help people to bridge those two gaps, because society teaches you one thing about what you should be, how you should be. Like, for example, you should go to school and get a job and get a career and so forth. But your heart may tell you otherwise. And when you listen to your heart, your purpose, where it's within you, right? So when you listen to that inner guidance, that inner truth, your soul, essentially, right, is when you can make progress in your life. And it's not easy to let go of the old. And when you're asked to step into your purpose, you are asked to let go of the old. And I want to share with you what makes the difference, the most difference in my life when it comes to actually living my purpose. So, honestly, I'm going to tell you guys that the biggest difference that in living my purpose full time has been is letting go of the old mentality, letting go of the ego mentality, letting go of the fears, of the doubts, of thinking that I'm not good enough, or who am I to do this work, or stuff like that, right? And also letting go of, I had to move because where I was living, it wasn't working out. Like, I was living in the city in San Diego. It was really busy for me. It was just too busy for my sensitivity. And when you do this type of work, you become even more sensitive with time. And I was becoming more and more sensitive, and it came to the point where, like, honestly, I couldn't really go outside too much. Like, I would go outside in the mornings and at night only when there wasn't too many people around, even though there were still people around at any time, no matter what, because where we lived, it was a big apartment, and it's just, there was people all the time outside, and dogs, and it was just overwhelming for my sensitivity. So the number one thing I had to do is start looking for prospects to move. And the moving process took me like a really long time because I knew what I wanted to, like, I knew exactly what I wanted. I was sure of, I wanted to live in a home that was in nature, that had all of these qualities, right? But getting to this place took me over a year because I was also in a long-term relationship that was also ending as well. So it feels like everything ended for me so that something else can be born. And this, I find that this really happens a lot with people who are trying to follow their passion and their purpose. This is the same thing as what they describe as the hero's journey. You leave home to go on this journey. And this is what I'm doing right now. Oh my gosh, it's so nerve-wracking though, right? It's scary. It's, oh my gosh. So the first thing I had to do is move. And that was a process because I was living with my boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. And at the time, we were living together. We built a home together. We had furniture. We have a dog. It was a lot to process. It's like, okay, you gotta move. All right. Okay, I'll move. Initially, I wanted him to move with me, and that didn't work out because he didn't want to move. So when I moved, I was like, okay, I'm moving by myself. I'm moving. I have to move. And the moving process took a long time because finding a place, I had to like travel a lot and to figure out where am I going. I don't even know where I'm going, right? And finally, I found a home, and I was really happy with the home. And then I moved here, and then I realized that my relationship pretty much ended because the man I was with wasn't willing to advance the relationship to proposal, marriage, kids, so forth, because he still wanted to achieve financial independence and so forth. So, and there was other reasons why the relationship ended. But I felt within myself that if I don't end this relationship fully, like to the end, then I cannot advance in my life purpose, right? And if I didn't leave San Diego, I couldn't advance either because energy around you influences you so much, right? And if you live in a place that you cannot go outside because you are just too sensitive to be around people, around the noises, around the just everything that is in the world, living in the city, cars, noises, pollution, light pollution, everything, right? And we don't think about those things, but pretty much if you want to live your purpose, you have to be well and happy within yourself, because you cannot give to, like, literally living your purpose means that you have to give yourself to your purpose and to people and to yeah, you have to create something, right? You have to create a course or a program to help people with, and whatever that means for you, right? And to me, it's a little different. I'm an internet entrepreneur. I help people with one-on-one, and I had to build a system and all of that. Yes, is great. Like, people focus on those, like, you know, the computer stuff, the basic stuff. Like, I can tell you all day about those things, but if you don't take the time to take care of yourself and of your life, you're never going to be able to live that purpose. So, yeah, if you live in a place that you're unhappy, if you're in a relationship that isn't serving you, that isn't helping you in your purpose, if the relationship, which I had this type of relationship, if the relationship is holding you back from living your purpose fully, and if the person doesn't want you to do this, or like somehow is stopping you, either, you know, some, like, most people, we have bonds, beautiful bonds, right, with our families and our friends and our relationships, and these people, although they may love us and they want what is best for us, supposedly, right, they don't know how to give it to us, and it comes with a lot of baggage, right? When you start living your purpose and you're in an intimate relationship with somebody very close, and they're not doing it, or they're not even interested in doing this type of work and like living their purpose, even so, it creates a lot of friction. And it's either that person that you're with has to support you and help you in this journey, right? Even though they might be behind, or they might feel like, oh, I'm like, you're leaving and abandoning them and going on this journey, and it's scary for them, right? Because they feel afraid that you're gonna abandon them. And so you have to look at your relationships, pretty much, if you want to live your purpose fully, and see what relationships are holding me back from living my purpose. And I really knew this relationship wasn't right for me for a while, but honestly, I'm not the type of person that like ends relationships. I'm not the type of person that just one morning wakes up and just does something out of the blue. Like, I really need a lot of evidence in my life to actually take like such a powerful step to end the relationship, right? So when I moved here, I realized that the relationship has ended pretty much, because if he really cared about me, he would have moved with me, right? And there was other things that I won't get into, but that was difficult for me to go through, because you're like wanting to create videos and want to be like finish your business online, and like you have so much to do, and you're hit with like an end of the relationship, so you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to grieve. Right? So like, grieving process takes some time, you know, sometimes 2-3 months, sometimes, you know, weeks. It depends on the relationship, how long it was, how meaningful it was. So yeah, like, people talk about living your purpose, but they don't talk about these things, like what you're going to have to do. You will have to leave home, and you will have to end the relationships that don't serve you, pretty much, so that you can have the energy and the capacity to live this purpose. This is not done, like, I understand now why you have to leave home and leave every relationship behind. This includes your family, especially if they're toxic to you and they don't really help you, but they pull you down a lot negatively and energetically, right? So they are narcissistic and They don't care about you, but all they want to do is tell you their problems, right? So this is my problem with my family, right? And another thing, the third thing I had to do is end contact with my family, or limit it very, very, very much. And I'm finally at the point where I can do that. And like, honestly, you guys, this has taken me such a long time to do this. Like, I've wanted to do this for so long. I'm telling you, I've wanted to like cut all ties with my family, or like end communication for a little bit at least, because I knew that every time I talk to them, I'm unhappy, and every time I talk to them, they're not supportive. They're bringing my energy down. They're negative, and they just tell me to do all of these things that I don't even want to do. They're all drama, right? So there's just no way that I can be constantly on my phone talking to them and at the same time living my purpose fully and feeling happy inside. So those three things that I had to go through so that I can be here today, right? So I can like show up in the world as my true authentic self, and to share my gifts with the world and with you guys. And I'm so happy that I had to go through this cleansing process. Was it easy? No. I mean, I've been going through it for so long, and like, it wasn't just this, you know, you change your diet, you gotta get in shape more, because yeah, it is a lot like filling a gas tank in like a big truck, you know. It takes you a while to get revved up and to get ready to bring your gifts to the world. Sometimes it can take you 10 to 20 years to even get to the point where you can be okay with sharing what you have in your heart with the world. And the purpose of this video is to help you to understand and to look at your own life and to see, what do I need to change and tweak around so that maybe I can get there faster. And if there's anything that's holding you back, it's usually the people and the situations that you're in right now. And I want you to look at each and every person in your life and to see if they add any value and happiness to your life. If they're helping your purpose, or if they're actually taking away your time, taking away your energy, draining you. You're on the phone all the time with them, talking instead of focusing on your work. And yeah, so it's been really, really, really challenging, I would say, and I had to let go of the career too. So those four things: career, moving, so letting go of the career, which was probably very like the most challenging thing for me, because you know, you're letting go of that paycheck. The paycheck, man. The stable paycheck. If you don't let go of it, you're never going to be able to advance, because like, a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to have one foot in one relationship, one foot in the other relationship, right? And that just doesn't work, you know, long term at least. Like, for a while maybe it can work while you're bridging the gap, and only if you're good at bridging the gap. But I was not very good, so I had to like end the relationship with my career. I had to move. I had to end the relationship with my family, and end the relationship with my ex-boyfriend. And all of these require so much bravery from my part. Right? You have to be a really strong person to be like, wow, I'm gonna be doing this by myself. Like, of course you're not doing it by yourself, because I am getting help every single day from my angels and guides, and I'm so grateful and happy that they're helping me. You know, this is not an easy journey, and I'm not working for myself, I'm working for the angels and for God, right? So they're helping me every day, and I don't need to rely on myself only. I can ask for help. And I want you to think of it like that too, right? No matter what you have to let go of, God will replace it and bring you even more abundant help and more abundance and more joy and new people, new relationships, new homes, new career paths, new streams of income, new abundant love. You don't have to be afraid to let go of the old. I was so scared, and I'm still scared at times, because it's still new, It's been like maybe 4 months since I let go of the career, 2 months since I broke up with my boyfriend, which we were still talking until very recently. I had to like cut it off. And just this week I finally was like, no, I need like full, like no contact with my family for now. And I moved here about a month ago. So all of this is fairly recent, and all of it kind of hit me at the same time. And it felt like my whole life broke down. And that's how it feels, it feels like a death. And a rebirth. So you're not in this alone. I'm with you. I got you. I want you to really take care of yourself during this time. If you're going through a transformational journey like I am, my heart goes out to you, because it's a lot more difficult than it seems. And there will be days where you feel all alone and you won't know what to do. And you'll just sit in bed and cry all day, and that's okay, You have to go through the process of cleansing and to grieve. The grief is real. Like grieving everything, You grieve a relationship, a career, family, grieve a home. It's, pretty big deal, I would say. So don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get it the first try, or if you are still having trouble letting go of the old, because this is a process, and sometimes you have to work up the courage to finally be like, no, finally no, right? Like, I'm not gonna take this anymore. Get out of here. Go away. You can say it in a nice way, right? But anyways, I hope this video inspires you and helps you to push through to live your purpose. You deserve to be happy and to live freely, and you have a purpose here on earth. And I hope that this video brings you some light into your life. I send you much love. Mwah. Bye bye. Love you guys.